are you? I'm Lilay. A friend asked me if there's a book that I never get tired of and would recommend to anyone. A whole bunch of books flashed through my mind, which shows just how impatient I am when it comes to reading. To be honest, I am a bit greedy. There's no book that I could read more than 100 times. But there are some books that I keep thinking about and revisit repeatedly. Every once in a while, I pull them out to read again. There are indeed a few books that I enjoy. One of them is The Little Prince, which I am quite fond of. The innocence and talent in this book. I have told stories about The Little Prince. I have also made an audio drama about The Little Prince, and I have also done a reading camp about The Little Prince. If I were to recommend a book to children, I would choose The Little Prince, without hesitation. To be honest, I didn't read this book when I was a child, but now I realize that it would be a great fortune if I had read this book when I was a child. When I was 20, one of my close friends suddenly signed up for a French class. I asked her if she was dating a French guy, and she said no. I then asked, "So why are you taking a French class?" His answer was that he heard that if he learned 500 French words, he could read the original Little Prince. I thought, is this book so amazing? So I found it and read it. After reading it, I was very puzzled. How could such a book become a classic? How could so many people like it? I didn't understand it. To be honest, I really understood The Little Prince when I was almost 40 years old. I slowly realized the importance of this book. I hope that if you haven't read it yet, then start now. What kind of work is it? In my opinion, everyone can find their own keywords in it. The word I found in it is unique. You have to know that everyone can be unique. There is a passage in the book that says that it is because you spend a lot of time on your rose becomes so important. He has a story background. The Little Prince lives on a distant little planet, and one day a rose suddenly bloomed on that planet. The Little Prince didn't know her and asked, "Who are you?" The rose, stretching and feeling quite proud, replied, "I am a rose, the one and only flower in the universe." And then the Little Prince fell in love with this rose. But when you're young, it's easy to fall in love, but hard to get along. Because of our deep feelings, we often can't. The Little Prince arrived on Earth and suddenly entered a garden. In this garden, there were 5,000 identical roses blooming. He was stunned and asked, "Who are you?" The flowers replied, "We are roses." The Little Prince immediately broke down because he thought his rose was unique, just like the outfit I'm wearing is one of a kind and won't be duplicated. Then, the person I have is like this to me. He is not central air conditioning, but the Little Prince discovered that there are millions of roses that are exactly the same as the flower on his own planet. What he thought was unique is actually everywhere. At that moment, he couldn't accept it, and an important moment arose. A fiery red fox appeared. He taught the Little Prince a lesson about taming. What does it mean to tame? It means to establish a deep relationship between one person and another. That's what the fox said. Before you and I have faith in each other, to me, you are just a little boy, like the thousands of other little boys. I don't need you, and you don't need me. And to you, I'm just a fox, like the thousands of other foxes. You see, we are nothing special. We are both ordinary. But if you tame me, then we will need each other. To me, you will be unique in the world. To you, I am also unique in the world. After taming, the fox said, "If I ever see the sunlight shining on the wheat fields, I will think of your hair," referring to the Little Prince's golden hair. So the Little Prince suddenly realized that even though there are countless roses here, the rose on his little planet is the only one of its kind. He told those roses, "You are also empty. Because no one has spent any affection on you. No one has watered you or caught insects for you. In order to prevent a sheep from eating you, No one has made a glass cover for you, so you will never be unique to them. After reading this, we can truly understand what uniqueness means. When you eat an ice cream, it is just an ice cream. When you see the waves of the sea, you are just seeing the waves of the sea. But when you have someone in your heart, something that matters, a goal, that you are willing to invest your energy, time, and everything for, then that person or thing becomes unique to you. So everyone needs to find their own rose, which could mean a relationship, a mission, or something you are willing to dedicate yourself to over and over again. There's a part in the book where the little prince and the fox try to tame each other. This is about establishing a deep relationship between one person and another.